welcome back to the show. This is your host Sham. This is 0xfiles. The truth is always out there. And what I want to do is talk about a few bits and bobs today, especially new news has come out regarding EU banning self-custody wallets, right? But before I get to that, yesterday we had a lovely live stream. And I think the live stream, we originally started with crypto. We started talking about a few conspiracy theories and whatnot. And then eventually we ended up into religion. And I have received message. Now, I'm not going to say from how many people, but, I received message. And I think some people didn't like it, right? I just want to say something. Guys, when we're on a live stream or a pre-record, I don't do pre-recorded anyway. And even if I do, it's usually on the same day within hours. I'll have a video posted. I don't edit my videos. No scripts at all. If you guys ask me questions on a live stream, and if I decide to answer that question, whatever my views and opinions are, right, if you don't have the stomach, right, to understand where I'm coming from, or you don't like what I'm talking about, I really don't care, right? And believe me, I don't care who it is, right? I really don't care. Why? Because I'm not trying to shove my opinions down you. As I say all the time, these are just my thoughts and views, all right? These are just my thoughts and views. And I always attempt my best to be thoughtful and be respectful of each people. I do not make differences here. I do not see, a Chinese person to be a different person than me. For me, all humans are humans. I don't care what your religious backgrounds are, what your cultural backgrounds are, what color you are, doesn't matter. To me, you're all the same as me. You are no better than me, and you're no worse than me. You are all the same. We're all humans, right? So that's how I like to keep this. So if people do understand this, please continue. If not, I can't help you, right? But I'm not going to have people message me later on and say, bro, you touched on a topic which is a bit controversial. You shouldn't say stuff like this. And I don't care. I don't care, right? I see Bubble here, also my brother. Bubble, is your problem from yesterday resolved, right? Love you too, my brother. I appreciate Bubble says he loves the videos. Awesome, thank you. I do respect that. But as I said, my whole view or my whole intention of coming onto YouTube is to make people aware of certain things. But at the same time, if we are going to go and have a bit of fun, all right, and I call it a bit of fun, it could be anything. If we're going to have a bit of fun and talk about other stuff, any subject, right? You can talk about anything, talk to me about anything. If we do start talking about these things, ideally, I want everybody to have an open mind, right? And we continue with this. So Bubble, if you have anything you want me to talk about, please drop it in the chat. We'll definitely talk about it. And as I said, has your problem been resolved? Try and see if you can go to one of the later videos and leave a message there. You should be able to, because you have special privileges. None of your videos will, none of your comments will ever be filtered. All right, so I've given you special privileges, basically. Just like I gave KR, because he was also having that issue. I gave him that like a year ago, so now you have that as well. And you both are like some of my longest subscribers and my most loyal viewers. So, of course, you need these special privileges. So other than that, let's not make this any longer. Again, guys, if you're new to the channel, right, my name is Sham. This is 0xfiles. The truth is always out there. So please, please, please do consider hitting that subscribe button, smash that like button. I always say smash your device if you have to, because you don't know what you're missing out, right? You don't know what you're missing out. Bubble will know what I'm talking about, right? It's a whole different theory, a whole different world out there, and we'll talk about it. I see one person on Twitch. Awesome. If you know how to message us, carry on message us. So let's get into the subject. I'm not here forever. I don't want to do another 3-hour stream like I did yesterday, which ended up offending a few people. As I said, I don't care, right? I don't care because it's my opinion. I'm okay with that. It makes me feel comfortable. I'm okay. If I'm not comfortable, I wouldn't talk about it in the first place, right? And as I said, there are plenty of subjects I would just say, put my hands up and say, don't want to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? But there are other subjects, if you understand the context behind it and the way I'm explaining it, it shouldn't offend you at all. You know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm trying to be inclusive, right? So, I'm not trying to be exclusive or anything like this. Inclusive. Everybody's welcome. We're all humans. So, EU, all right, on the 19th of March, 2024, EU Parliament, right, so the whole EU gathering, I think it's 15 or 16 countries, the Parliament decided to ban, right, self-custody cryptocurrency wallets. That means that if you go through an exchange, that the exchange, the KYC exchange or the centralized exchanges have to report that you've now moved over to a non-KYC wallet. And they've made it illegal for anti-money laundering, AML reasons, right? That's the excuse, right? But what I see is not that. I don't think that's an excuse, because people who get into crypto, say they put $10,000, 10,000 euros, 10,000 pounds, whatever, right? Ultimately, they need to spend that, right? So they're coming back. They come back to the bank. So where's the anti-money laundering gone? You go in with money, you can't really do anything with crypto. We haven't gone there yet. Of course, you can spend it through debit cards and credit cards, but aren't they already kind of doing some KYC? So where's that whole drama about this? So now it's illegal, a big taboo word, illegal in Europe, and Europe is not small, many countries together. So all I'm saying is control, literally with a line of, a legal paper in some random court, and I bet you any money, the guys who made the decision don't even know the beginning of crypto, right? They don't even understand crypto. They probably, if you ask them what is crypto, they'll probably say Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not crypto, right? They have no idea what crypto is. So people who don't understand it, or understand what people are doing with it, or how it is changing people's life, have decided to make it illegal on a legal paper, right? Which has significant impact on a lot of people who are completely brainwashed, who don't understand that this is their sovereign right. Their sovereign right to own property, whether it's digital or physical, it doesn't matter. This is your right. As a human, it is your right to own property, right? I mean, this is crazy. Imagine they come in the future and they say, you're not allowed to wear clothes. Is everybody going to stop wearing clothes? If you're not, then why do people agree with this? How can a bunch of people sit inside some parliament in some EU office and make a rule, right? And that's it. That's the rule. We've made that. We're the authority. What the hell is going on here, right? But as I said, I see control. I see this is the kind of brainwashing control that they have, right? And through legal systems, they're kind of trying to block people, because it just doesn't make any sense, right? They're saying, oh, if it goes into a self-custody, a non-KYC wallet, well, it's illegal now. The term illegal is a very powerful word. That makes you look like a criminal. It makes you a criminal. So you want to go and do DeFi? Well, guess what? BitGet, Binance, Coinbase, whoever, right? One of those exchanges, they don't give you the DeFi functions that you can do on an open decentralized exchange, right? Or a DeFi protocol. So they want you to miss out on that? Well, I thought the biggest investors in those DeFi protocols are institutions and all sorts of other wealthy whales. So all of a sudden now shrimps can't do this because they're brainwashed, right? They can't do this. You know what I mean? And I'm not having a conspiracy theory or anything here. I'm just saying what it is, right? It's the reality. Why is it all of a sudden it's a law made by a bunch of people in a room, right? On the 19th of March, 2024. Why? EU's ban. Is this trying to create some sort of a black swan event so the market could dump or something like this? I don't know. I do not know, right? So I'm finding it hard to understand why they would do something like this. And then you've got a country, for example, UK, which is left EU, Brexit, right? Which is BS anyway, but because they're still under the thumbs, right? But anyway, apparently they left, who are crypto friendly. But as I mentioned on another video before, it's all on the surface. They're not crypto friendly. Where is it? I don't see the crypto friendliness. I see crypto friendliness for institutions. They're even considering putting it on the London stock market. You can have shares and whatnot and do all of that stuff. But the average Joe can't do that. So what's happening is, let me explain, right? So what I think, I just want to cut the story long, right? Let me just say this, right? In my opinion, they do not want this wealth gap that we have between the shrimps and the elites, right, to close, because that's what's happening. Cryptocurrency gives opportunities to Tom, Dick, and Harry like you and me, an average Joe like you and me, to make $100 into $1 million, right? Of course, not everything makes money, but gives us the opportunity to do that. What happens? Does the money vanish? Oh, fiat goes into crypto. Does the fiat vanish? No. I mean, if you are brainwashed enough to think your fiat vanishes, no, it doesn't. When a bank takes, so when you go and buy crypto with your fiat, it's just transferring over to somebody else's account. Money's still in circulation. Money doesn't vanish. They don't burn money, right? They don't burn money like they burn Ethereum fees. They don't do that. Money's still there. It might move from one country to another, one bank to another, but money's still there. The supply doesn't change. You know what I mean? I mean, if it did, my God, think about it. Fiat would be deflationary. Would love it. Who wouldn't love that? All your fiat currency around the globe starts going up in value. But that's not the reality. Fiat money doesn't change how many fiat there is. And if it does change, that's because they're adding more, right? Cryptocurrency doesn't change how many coins there exist, right? Or how many is predefined on a protocol, right? Doesn't change, does it? So end of the day, the way I look at it is, it doesn't make any sense, right? So where's the crypto friendliness? Where's the inclusiveness? It's just not there. Do you know what I mean? It's just not there. So I look at that and, I'm just thinking to myself, it's like, there's something else going on. And what I can see is just pure control, pure brainwashing and control, because they can, right? They know that they can bend the rules and do whatever they want, however they want, right? And ultimately make laws that prevent people from going into decentralized DeFi protocols and XYZ and all sorts of other airdrops and ETC and make a shit ton of money. Because that's how you make money. You can't make money, airdrop funds, right, by sitting in a centralized exchange. You gotta go to that protocol, interact with that protocol in order to be qualified to receive that airdrop, right? So they're trying to shut that down, right? So rather than saying that, they're just like, okay, we know how to do it. We're going to block the doorway into crypto. So if you're in a centralized exchange, you're fine. If you exit into a self-custody wallet, you're screwed, right? What the hell is going on? Or who's going to be next? This is EU. This is not a small fish, right? This is EU. So many, many countries in there. So yeah, I just saw that and I thought that was kind of sad. And I thought I need to talk about it. Honestly, I was sad and angry. I was angry. And I'm not angry because, this is the start. A lot of people kept on saying they want institutional, we want institutional. That's how institutions play, because institutions don't give a damn about you and I. They do not give a damn about you and I. So, I see that and it just breaks my heart. I'm like, what the hell are they doing right now? They're playing a whole dirty game, a law system, a regulatory system. You make it a regulation. So all of a sudden, every single DeFi wallets out there or decentralized wallets out there like MetaMask and this and that are rendered illegal. Imagine the chaos that would bring to the whole industry, right? If other countries turn around and say the same thing, unless it's a KYC wallet, you can't use that wallet because of anti-money laundering. What? Do you know what I mean? So that's what I saw, guys. That's what I saw. If you are here on the live stream, please do consider writing something in the comment. If you're here the first time, my name is Sham. This is 0xfiles. The truth is always out there. I've said many, many things in my life and I've said many, many things publicly on YouTube. And it's like a public record. You can go back to all my videos and you can actually see reference points and dates and times. In fact, which I'm about to do right now. The time now is 11:16 p.m. here in the UK, right? And if I am correct, it should be the 23rd today. If I am, yes, it is the, hold on, let me just check. It is the 23rd of March. Yes, it's the 23rd of March, right? So, yeah, for reference, at least you know what I'm talking about. Markets, let's do some markets and then we'll continue. If in the meantime, if you have anything else to say, guys, this is live stream. Believe me, I will answer any questions you drop here, provided I have an answer to it. If I don't have an answer, I'll put my hands up and say I don't have an answer. So I'm happy to talk about anything. So drop something here, I'll talk about it. Not an issue. Total market cap today sitting at $2.38 trillion. Not bad. I'm not complaining. BTC sitting at $64,689 right now. I'm not complaining. Ethereum at 3,370. Again, I'm not complaining. We do have levels that we need to get to. Now, let me talk about this, right? Solana at 174. But let me explain this to you. BTC has has to do a trend reversal because currently still trending down. But in order to invalidate the negative trend that we have, or the kind of downward trend, we need to get to $67,000, right? 67,600, I believe. That will kind of invalidate the trend and start creating a brand new trend. So I would love to see that one. So that would be awesome, right? Ethereum will follow BTC, so I don't really have a target for Ethereum. And as I've said before as well, when Ethereum recovers with BTC, it will probably outperform BTC. So that's another thing as well. Now, Solana is something I am looking at. I'm very concerned about Solana. Why? Because Solana is just too close to its all-time high. It's very close, in fact, right? And it had a resistance level around the $200. It has actually broken that once. Of course, the market then reacted and it dumped a little bit. But right now it's at 174.83, just say $175. It's been hovering around there. The whole day today, actually, it's been hovering around there. For it to reverse its trend, it needs to go to $200. I think slightly less than that, but $200 is it's a little bit more comfortable. I would love to see it go there. And then hopefully from there, we can start seeing a movement up. But none of this matters, right? None of this matters because what obviously, matters and doesn't matter, right? What I mean by it doesn't matter, with news like this, I don't understand what these big institutions and governments and regulators around the world are trying to do, right? Because they're clearly trying to cause harm to crypto. And in the guise of saving people, in the guise of protecting people and whatnot, they're actually causing much more destruction for people and people's finance and wealth, especially the people who are brainwashed, right? It's a sad thing. That's why I feel sad for them, right? And I feel angry for what these guys are doing. Because cryptocurrency was the one asset that, I'm not going to say 14 years ago, it doesn't matter, guys. 14 years ago, I don't think many people knew about Bitcoin, right? Even myself, I didn't even touch Bitcoin. But the point is, in the last, say, 5 years, right? People have been coming in. A lot of normal people have been going into BTC, crypto, Ethereum and whatnot, right? Generally, I just say crypto, right? And they have made life-changing money. People have closed that wealth gap because of this one fascinating asset, right? And as I said, it's a generalization, right? So, Emmanuel George, I will answer your question, no problem. I will answer your question. So they have made life-changing money, right? And by making these life-changing money, they've closed the wealth gap. And there are plenty of people, their lives have changed. And as I said, it was something very little, like people have put £150, £250, $300, $400, $500, right? And they've made life-changing money. And sometimes people's life-changing money doesn't necessarily mean millions of dollars, by the way, guys. Someone who invested $500, at the bear market, made it into 50K, that's enough. Because a lot of people under this misguidance, right, where life-changing money is millions of dollars. No, it's not. Somebody's life could change literally if he can have a little bit of a surplus of cash that now he can do other stuff or try and attempt to do other stuff, and he can grow that fund through there, right? Maybe someone wants to put a deposit down for a house. That's life-changing, right? He can't afford to put a deposit. Now he's got enough money for a deposit. That's life-changing. Someone's working 9 to 5 or doing whatever, working a low paying job, and they've invested whatever they could save, and they've invested that, and that money has returned back tenfold, for example. Well, now they've got an opportunity to go and open their own business. So these are life-changing money. This is what life-changing money should be. And this is what it means for a lot of people. So that's how I look at it. And these guys are just trying to get in there and just kind of block it, especially for the guys in Europe. And I'm sure if it happens in Europe, it's going to filter down somewhere else. So just be cautious. That's all I'm saying. Hence why I've been telling everyone as well, like, guys, if you are trading, if you are buying, if you or anything like this, please always do with a stop loss. Now, Emmanuel George, you asked, what is the best strategy to enter crypto trading for someone with more or less than 5,000 to invest? Depending on what you want to do. So if you want to do leverage trading, there's a whole different strategy. If you want to do spot buys, there's a whole different strategy. Now, normally what I teach people is the low risk, to invest like into spot markets. Spot markets during the bear market is brilliant. So if, for example, in the bear market, when the prices are 70, 80, 90% below the all-time high, it's a great opportunity to go and plug your funds and just sit back and relax and let the market come back to where you want to go. Now, if you want to do a little bit more high risk, right, you do leverage trading, right? Now, with leverage trading, my advice is, again, try and minimize your risk, right? And what that means is, for example, leverage trading, you can find some platforms that will go up to 200x leverage, right? But one thing a lot of new guys who come to the industry don't understand is how the leverage works, right? And I'll break it down for you here, so it kind of makes sense, right? Also, I'm going to have a little drink, a little sip. Right. So, leverage trading, the safest leverage trading is a 2x, right? That means every percent of the market that moves up or down, you will receive 2%. So 1% equals 2%. Think about it that way. Similar way, as you increase the leverage, right? So if you go 10x, for example, every 1% equals to 10%. To understand this is what it means, right? Now, the lower your leverage, the more distance, or we call it a delta, to your liquidation. So for example, if you bought a coin, I'm just going to give you a rough example here. If you bought an asset, right? I'll call it an asset, it's easier. If you bought an asset for, say, $100, or asset is worth $100, right? And these small numbers should make sense to you, and you can just multiply it, so that way it would help you, right? So if you decided to buy an asset that is worth $100, and you decided to trade, say, $10, right? And you had a leverage of 2x on that particular asset, that means if the market was trending upwards and it moved up 1%, you should receive 2%, right? Because you 2%, right? However, if there is a liquidity, your liquidity price, so when the market will cancel and take all your money, your liquidity price will be maybe half that, if not even less, right? So your liquidation could be $30 of that asset value dropping to $30, maybe $40. So around that. So you'll see there's a bigger gap, right? So and the liquidation price is always less than what it is. So understand, even on a 200x, right? If you do a 200x leverage, for example, your liquidation price will be closer to the current value, but the distance is not going to be as much, right? So there's always going to be slightly less than what the current value is. Remember that. But the less liquidity means you get more distance of your liquidation, and you can sometimes stay in that trade forever. That's one. The other thing with leverage trading you have to understand is there's a daily funding rate, right? Means you've borrowed funds, right? When you do a 1x, when you do a 2x, you've borrowed one more against yours. So whatever you have an equal amount. When you do, say, for example, a 5x, you're borrowing 4 times more than what you've put in. So if you put $100, you're going to receive $500 worth of account, but $400 is lent out to you. And there's a daily funding rate that you have to pay, right? So that's something that will eat into your margin. Also, when you're making, say, 10%, 20% every percentage, let's just say we do a 10x and your 1% up equals to 10%. Remember, when you cash out, the balance that you borrowed for that leverage will be deducted, and then the remaining amount is your profit, right? So yes, it gives you more power to move forward and you see a bigger gain, but remember, you're not keeping all of that because you have to give back what you borrowed, right? So that will be minused. But it's lucrative. That's all I'm going to say. It's lucrative, provided you have risk management. Now, also, as I said about the liquidity price, that's important. But some people, when they do a low leverage, they look at the liquidity price. Oh, I'm not going to get liquidated. Bad idea, right? Bad idea. Your intention should be to get liquidated, because if the price is dropping, right, rapidly dropping 5, 10%, whatever, then it's better for you to get liquidated, right, and then pick up the lower price and then do the same trade again. Now your liquidation price is even lower. Does that make sense? So now you can buy this, sit on it, and then roll it for as long as you want. So it is quite lucrative if you understand the methods, right? Now, if you have a $5,000 budget to invest, my recommendation is don't use that $5,000. Use 10% of that, right? That's like even high. Even 10% of that is very high. With a nice little 10x leverage, if you are brave enough to do it, you should be able to make 5K. You know what I mean? So that's the target. You don't, whatever budget you have, first of all, your budget must be money you can afford to lose, right? So you have to be, if you've got a $5,000 budget, ideally that's $5,000 you can burn right now. Go and put some gasoline on it and burn it. If you're willing to do that, then it's money you can trade with, right? If you can't, you shouldn't be doing that. And also, if you have that balance, you need to have, we call it dry powder, enough funds to trade back just in case something goes south, right? So that's why I recommend, if you have $5,000, don't trade the $5,000, start small, and then you can add to it. Or if you get comfortable, then ideally you should go and now probably go on another platform and open another trade and understand where it is. But never put all your eggs in one basket, because that one trade could go south in seconds, right? Could go up south in seconds. Sabine Constantinu Langu says, do you think that ETH can hit 15K in 2025? According to the market and a pattern that I looked at, I did like some weird lines, right? I did a trend lines over a larger period of time. So my candles that I was looking at, so if you can go on a chart, you should be able to see this, right? The candles I was using was monthly candles. And I did it from the beginning of Ethereum's history to current, right? And I put two trend lines, one on the top, one on the bottom. And it creates a wedge, a rising wedge. And according to the rising wedge, it even throws up a date, right? So it gave me a date around September 2024. We should be seeing somewhere around 12K. Now, understand this. Just because it said it's going to be 12K doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be 12K, right? 2025, just because someone said probably 15K, it doesn't mean it will be 15K. It doesn't mean anything, right? These are just probabilities, right? These are just numbers we're looking at a chart. Because remember one thing, 2025 doesn't exist on a chart. So nobody can actually tell you what it's going to be. Now we can use methods like Fibonacci, right? To say, okay, using a Fibonacci, what is the price that it will give me? And that will throw out a number, which is fine. But whatever number it gives us, that's just a number, right? We should not take that for granted, because your 15K 2025 could be 150K, right? By all means, right? We don't know. You know what I mean? Or it might never go there. We might go back to 6K, 7K and get rejected. We don't know. So the way we have to do this is with logic and understand that, okay, if we want to see 15K or whatever, or we're hoping to see 15K, let's just say we're hoping to see 15K and we have invested money into it, but we don't want to go south and we don't want to be bag holders. So what you do, you move your stop loss. That's what I say. You move your stop loss up, right? The higher the number goes, move it up, right? So you have a better delta, and that way you can save most of the profits if the market goes south. And when the market goes south, and if you think we're not in a bear market, we're still in a bull market, like right now, we're still in a bull market, by the way. We currently had a bear run, which is minor, which is fine, because we can have a bear run and a bull run inside a bull market, right? And the same in a bear market, we can actually have a bull run inside a bear market as well. People don't understand. A run is a run up or run down. That's very simple, right? Basic translation of it. So the way I look at it is, when we start moving back up again, because right now we're having a little bit of a bull, we're in a bull market. So if the patterns are there, then you can always pick them up again. If we go bearish for a little bit, like we have a correction, pick it up again. You get more of that asset for the money that you've made now, and you continue, But if you think it's going to be, we've entered a bear market, then you can sit back with the cash that you've saved and just wait for the market to bleed out completely, 50, 60%, whatever, rebuy. Now you have double the assets or whatever, right? And then you can move up again. Does that make sense, right? So that's how I look at it. I'm not one of those who throws numbers. In fact, the other day, I saw something on the charts that we're currently about 50% into the bull market itself, right? 50% of BTC in the bull market. But here's the fun part, right? When you mathematically look at it, right, or logically, $74,000, if that is the 50% mark, then everyone's probably thinking, well, hold on, if that's the 50% mark, that means $148,000 is the top. No, the same indicator that said 50% of the bull run, right, is $74,000, flashed $225,000 for the top of the market. So mathematically, it's not correct, but that's because that number doesn't exist. What's it going to go on? Nothing. It's just a probability predicting based on mathematical formulas, Fibonacci's or whatever, and trying to say that is highly likely. But it doesn't matter, right? Because we might never go there. That's the reality. Likeliness and the reality is two different things. So we want to keep things based in reality. And I'm not saying that we won't go there. I believe BTC should be $500,000 a coin right now. I believe Ethereum should be at least $100,000 a coin now, right? But that's what I believe. It's not the reality. You know what I mean? But I can keep my belief and move with the reality. And if the reality says BTC today is going to go to 200K, I just move my stop loss because I want to lock up as much of that profit as I can. If I think Ethereum is going to go to 12K, which I've seen on a chart, and I've shared it with Discord as well, then as we move forward, I want to lock in as much of that profit as possible, because we do have corrections. After every pump, we expect a dump, right? So that's what's going to happen. Sabine says, that's true. Every price predictions are just guesses. The price could be 30k, 35k, 20k. Exactly, right? So Sabine says, we've been moving sideways for almost the entire month. Yes, we have. Because remember, what you have to understand is, like, the way, I don't know, Sabine, I'm not sure how often you watch my videos, right? But I know I've seen you before, right? Let's say this, right? This is quite important, and this is something a lot of people probably won't understand. Say, for example, we have a trend, right? And we have a validation points on trends, right? So if a trend is moving up, right, and the trend could be, there's multiple patterns, by the way. Sometimes you just see people putting a single line on the bottom of it. That's a trend. And if we fall below that, oh, we've just broke the trend. Not entirely. Sometimes in a trend, we could have a wedge. We can have a triangle, right? So we might have a falling triangle. We have a rising triangle, a falling wedge, a rising wedge, whatever. There's so many different patterns, right? And then in between that, we have candles. And candles could be bullish candles, could be engulfing candles, could be dragonfly candles, dojis, whatever. There's so many, believe me. So each one of them give us a rough idea of what the market wants to do today. Like recently, I've been working, so on my charts, I've been looking at the Gaussian channel. And I've been focused on the 4 hour to 8 hour on the Gaussian channel. Why? Because I want to see what's happening right now. Did we turn bullish right now? So far, things look good. I'm not complaining. But a few videos ago, I did say to everyone, I said, guys, market's bleeding out. And that's when we were bleeding out. I said, it's bleeding out. But I wouldn't look at this entire week. I would let this week close on a Sunday to see what we decide to do on a Monday. Because we're in a range, right? So that sideways you're talking about, we're in a range. Like, okay, I don't like ranges. And if it's in a range, then of course, let's see what this range wants to do, how it decides. Because I've been honest about it. I said, when we fall into a range, I'm lost. Because you don't know what direction it's going to go. You don't know how the narrative will change. And this is why, one of the reasons why I always say to people, I said, guys, in a bull market, the one thing you need to be concerned about is not how high it goes, is when the market ends. Simple, right? Is when the market ends. So if the market ends, are you prepared to lock your profits and move? Because people are all around the globe. You don't know who's going to wake up. You might be sleeping. You don't know what part of the world is going to wake up and start dumping on you. You don't know. So it's always a good thing to protect yourself with stop losses, trailing stops. And I talk about it quite often, right? Especially in a bull market more than anything else, because that's how we're going to protect our profits that we've made. Because we've made a lot of money since the bear market, right? So since the beginning of this bull market, we had predictions. In fact, one of the predictions I did was back in 2021. 2021. And I said, if we fall below a particular price, buy. I got a video out there, right? There's some clips out there on my channel. And I said, you know, sell your house, sell your kidney, sell your wife, whatever, right? And buy at that level if we fall anything below that. And it was a clear maths. We did a maths there and we said, that's the probability. And it happened. Everything happened, right? I think one of the numbers didn't come and it was a lower band. We had a $13,800 level as well. That never came true, right? But every other number came true. And the moment I said to sell your house and everything was the 20,000. I said, if it goes below $20,000, buy. So people have bought there and people have made a significant amount of money, right? You know, minimum at least 3x, if not more. So now it's time to lock those profits in, because what if we have an 80-90% correction? That's the concern I have. And this is one of the reasons why I say, you know, it will be it will be nice to you know, lock in those profits. And then obviously we play the game all day long, right? Sabine says, turn your wife into a prosy to buy the dips. Do you know what? Maybe some people will, right? But the point is it was a joke I was making. But it's a video I made, and it's there somewhere on the thing. I think there's some clips that I shared on Twitter and this and that as well, because it was a call. Many people didn't understand. In fact, most people at that time didn't even watch my videos because people were depressed, right? And I understand people, bear market, people are depressed, and it's like, oh, this mad guy comes on and starts talking about all sorts of nonsense, and he's now telling us to sell our house, sell our cars, sell our children, sell our everything, whatever, right? You know, so we can buy crypto. What the hell is he talking about? We've just bled out, right? And we think it's going to bleed down even more. We think it's going to go to $1. Right? That's how people feel, right? When there's fear in the market, there's fear in the market, right? But person like me, when I see certain things on a chart, I can say things with certain conviction, right? I wouldn't say absolute conviction, but with certain conviction that, guys, this is a pattern that cannot invalidate. Because if it does, then it's over. If it goes beyond a certain level on our supports, that's it. So, you know, normally in a bull market, I talk about supports, because if we break and fall below them, it's over. Do you know what I mean? So that's one of the biggest thing a lot of people don't understand. And I always say to guys, I said, you know, you FOMO when the market's bloody. Right? You FOMO when the market's bloody, not when the market is showing green, right? So we need to lock our bags and we need to start moving. So yeah, there are a couple of videos out there I've made a long time ago, guys, and they're related. I mean, what I mean by that is, like, they were relevant at that time, and that was my signal to the people. Of course, I don't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, neither am I a tax guru, so I don't do tax advice either. But I will happily drop my opinions, you know what I mean? Because I do have some experiences in this industry. I've been around since 2016. I'm not, as I said, I'm not a guru or anything like this, but I've seen a lot of problems here in the UK especially, and I can relate that, and I can understand people also are having issues elsewhere, and I'll happily talk about them. Do you know what I mean? I'll happily talk about them. So yeah, that's that. If you have anything else, guys, let me know. But yeah, I'm looking at the market. BTC sitting at 64,400. What's going on? Let me tap and see. What are the signals? What's going on right now? What are we seeing? So we're seeing a little bit of bearish action on the 4 hourly. Let's see. Let me change the timeline and see what happens. Yeah, a little bit of bearish action on the 4 hourly, but the good thing is when I it's dipping right now. You're on CMC. Yes, you're on CMC. I'm on TradingView, my brother. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. A lot of people on my lives know about this. So this is my TradingView, literally in front of me, and yes, I can see the chart. In fact, this is how I look at the prices. So, you know, when I'm talking to you guys on the video, I'm actually looking at all my prices here for all these coins. So this is my current trading regular thing. So that's how I'm able to see what the market is doing right now, right? So yeah, I don't really need CMC for that. I actually have the live TradingView charts on my in my car right in front of me, so I can see all the prices and I can see what's happening. I mean, Solana dropped a little bit by 1.34, 0.76%. I'm looking at that, and I'm more concerned. As I said, I'm more concerned about Solana. I'll tell you why, right? So, you know, the past couple of dips we had, I got kind of stopped out of many spot buys that I've had. I got stopped out completely. And I put my stop losses because I needed to protect my funds, right, or protect whatever I've got. So when that happened, I got a whole bunch of USDT, right? I'm friend with bulls. What? Bubble, you are a bull. Bubble, you are a bull. You're a whale, brother. You're a whale. You're a beast. You're a monster. So anyway, what was I saying? I was saying, what do you call this? What was I saying? Yeah, Solana, why I'm concerned, right? So what I did was, last couple of dips we had, I got kind of stopped out of a whole bunch of coins that I was holding, but they're not coins that I'm going to basically marry or I'm going to hold on forever. Do you know what I mean, right? So this was bear market buys or sometimes fresh coin launch buys in XYZ, and they gave me a significant return. So what I did was I said, right, it's time for me to now, you know, lock my profits in, right? So I knew the market was going to be, after a pump, we're going to have a dump, right? So I expected a dump, right? So I put a stop loss with a nice, you know, a tight margin, a tight delta, and I got stopped out. When the bloodbath happened, I got stopped out. So I had a whole bunch of USDT, USDC, depending on what exchange I was using, on me. So what I did was I literally went and I bought a whole bunch of Ethereum, which I'm down right now, really bad down, and I bought a whole bunch of Solana, and my Solana is not down. right? Ethereum is down really bad for me, really bad, because I bought spot, so it's down. And I wasn't expecting the second dump. So first dump I expected, the second dump I didn't expect, but it did come back. I was like, oh, okay, fine, not a problem, right? Do I want to stop out? Do I not? Some other coins that I picked up, I did stop out again, right? But Ethereum, I said, oh, leave it, it's fine. All right, it's just another part of my bag. I have faith in it. I think it's going to do well. So I left Ethereum, and my Solana, I left it. In fact, the last dump we had, I topped up more. So I've kind of been aping into Solana quite a bit. So I am very concerned about Solana. I do have a stop loss because of the average buys I've had, around $150, I would say. If it goes to $150, then I'm exited out. If not, then I'm moving forward. El Bubble says, I'm happy you know that. Of course I know that. You're a whale, brother. You're a beast. But yeah. So, Bubble, I'm a beast on Solana right now. That's all I'm going to say to you, right? I've gone all in. I've gone all in, and I've kind of mentioned it on a couple of videos as well. So I've kind of gone all in Solana. So now, right now, I am using Solana to do some Solana meme coin trades, XYZ. Right now, past couple of days, 3 days, I would say, I haven't touched any memes or anything. I think, yeah, it's about 3 days. I haven't touched any memes. Whenever I do post it on the Discord group. But I haven't been doing any of that stuff. Just kind of been keeping to myself. Just been very overwhelmed with work and life and all the other stuff that comes in between that. But yeah, other than that, Sabin says, I'm all in white. That's where I saw you. Now I remember. Yearn Finance. Yes. I've got you, my brother. See, I knew I've seen Sabin before, but my memory wasn't serving me. And I was like, oh, I'm sure I've seen Sabin somewhere before. Now I know I've seen Sabin before because we've had a conversation about Yearn Finance. That's where I remember you from. So yes, welcome back. Thank you very much for coming again to the channel. I do appreciate that. And I do hope you have subscribed. By the way, guys, if you're new to the channel, if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Sham. This is 0xfiles, like the X-Files. And I always say the truth is always out there, right? The truth is always out there. I have said many things, and many people may not agree with me, which is absolutely fine. I'm not here to push my opinions or anything. These are just my opinions, my theories, and my thoughts. So treat it like entertainment if you want, right? But it is what it is. So smash that like button, hit that subscribe if you can. And let's grow this community to at least 5,000 people by the end of this year. It's not a big target, yes. Sabine says, I am that YFI guy. Yes, you are that Yearn Finance guy. It's good, bro. It's good. Listen, if you have conviction in something, right? And I hope Bubble doesn't mind this, right? And I'll tell you about Bubble, right? Little story about Bubble. Bubble is one of the earliest investors of eGold. That's all I'm going to say. Right, so please don't go bug him, but he's one of the earliest investors of eGold, right? Currently called Multiverse X, but he held on with full conviction. And I think he's still holding, right? Of course, his balance is a lot better than it was before, right? But this guy, he held it through a bull market, through a bear market, and we're now again in a bull market, and he's still holding as far as my memory serves, right? And I respect him. It doesn't matter if he holds $10 worth. I respect him. This guy has conviction. So in my opinion, he's a bull. In my opinion, he's a whale, right? He's one of the best hodlers I've ever seen, right? Because I've seen many people panic and shit their pants and exit the market, right? This guy held, and I respect. Hats off to him. So that's one of the reasons why. So Bubble, I hope you don't mind me saying this regarding you, but I do respect people like that. When someone has a conviction in something, it's awesome, right? Bubble says, you are right, I still have. See, I know, Bubble, I know you, bro. I know you would. And this is one of the reasons why yesterday's live stream, I said to you, I said, if we do get to $400 or $500, right, I would hope that you sell at least half of your bags. Wow, a beautiful cat. I hope you sell at least 50% of your bags. Now, there's a reason. By the way, I'm not saying this for any reason like, oh, get out of the market or anything like this. Here's the fun fact, right? If you can get rid of half of your bags, and then in the bear market, you can use whatever funds you got, small amount of that to rebuy the whole lot and do it all over again. That's the reason why I said that to you, right? Sabine says the thing with Wi-Fi is that it has a real world use case and fundamentals, such as earning APY on your crypto assets instead of useless meme coins. Absolutely true, right? Absolutely true. There are plenty of other projects out there who have the exact same thing as well. All right. Like there are some exchanges where you can go and just plug your US dollars or USDT or whatever it's called, right? USDC, right? Like Curve Finance, for example. It will definitely give you yield back, right? People are borrowing, taking off you and doing whatnot, right? And of course, Yearn Finance does the same thing, right? So it's in a market, it's fine, it's trading. But this is what I'm trying to say, right? Understand where I'm coming from. This is I think I'm not saying it the right way. It's too late. I'm just saying it the right way. Let me explain this. I am concerned about earning yield. I really, really want to earn yield in a bear market. That's when my crypto is doing nothing. I've bought my bags. I bought a whole bunch of crypto, and I want my crypto to work for me until I get to the bull run. That's all I want. I just want my crypto to work for me, because the money I've invested is money I don't need in the first place, but I don't want to put it in a fiat bank, which is not going to give me a good return anyway. So I plug my funds into some cryptos that I believe are going to perform well in the future, but also give me a yield, a return, some sort of an interest, doesn't matter what it is, right? 1%, 0.5%, more than the bank, I'm happy. Even if it's a penny more than the bank, I'm happy. So I'll plug this in. But that's my bear market strategy, right? In a bull market, I'm ready to cash out. Like as I said to Bubble, cash out because you can buy the same asset again. So when I see the price moving, I need my stop loss to move with it as well, just in case it goes south. Yearn Finance, last time we saw Yearn Finance go to $95,000. I wish and pray it goes to $95,000 again, right? But when it does go to $95,000 or even more, right, you need to be able to hold all of that as profit, because when it comes down, then you can buy, like 10 times more, or at least 9 times more than you had. Does that make sense, right? So it's not all about what it does. Those are the fundamentals. During a pumpamental or during a pump, right, or a cycle top, right, when we start pumping and the whole market goes parabola, you need to lock your profits. There's no point making hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, right, in valuation of crypto during a bull market if when the bear market comes, you can't show any of that because your balance is 80% down, 90% down. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. Or listen, projects are great. As I said, that's my strategy. During a bear market, I want to earn yield and whatnot. I'm concerned about the fundamentals. During the bull market, I'm not, right? I just want to cash out. I just want to take my money and get the hell out when the market dips. You know what I mean? And I want to be ready to pick it all up again. So that's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to be humble here, nothing more, right? So, Bubble says, this time I will cash out. I pray for you, bro. Please do, right? But again, if you have the opportunity to trade with stop loss or anything like this, my advice is put a trailing stop and trail the shit out of it. Trail it by 10% if need be, doesn't matter, but trail the life out of it. So if it does go to the moon, you're in it, you've locked all the profit, right? That's what you need to do, right? Sabine says, that's correct. If F hits 10K, Yearn Finance can pump even more due to the scarce supply. I would definitely lock in the profits 1 year post halvening. That's when everything generally peaks. Yes, it generally peaks, but remember, previous performance does not dictate future performance, okay? So what we've done in previous cycles may not happen. In fact, this cycle, we have broken one specific rule that we've never done before. And it's okay, we accept it. This cycle, pre-halvening, we did a BTC all-time high. Normally, we've never done that before. So that's something to look at. We've never done a all-time high before the halvening. This is the first time. So that's already broken something. It's broken the rules, broken the pattern. That's happened already. So let's see where we go now. usually after a halvening, bull markets can tend to last for another year, all right? And we see massive pumps. That could also be true, but it might not last for another year. And it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter if it lasts another year or if it lasts another 12 days. It doesn't matter, right? As long as you have enough preparation to lock those profits in, right? Just in case something happens. You're the boss. You're the boss. Monitor it every day. If it goes up 100x, right, or whatever, or 10x, right, just move your stop loss up, your limit order, whatever you want to call it, move it up. That's all it is. So that way you protect yourself. Listen, my videos, you will not find me hyping something or getting you guys to FOMO into something or pumping something or shilling something. No, I'm not here to do none of that. I'm not here to sell anything to you guys, right? That's not what I do, right? I don't know what happened there. My phone is messing around. Yeah, that's not what I do. But what I do want you guys to do is lock these profits in. So at least that way we're all in profit and we can come back in the bear market and buy whatever we desire. You know what I mean? And then play this game all over again. And now things are getting tough. In fact, the title of the video explains it. Places like Europe, I can't call it a country because it's a whole continent, right? I think Europe is a country. Anyway, the point is you've got the EU, the European Union, who have decided that all decentralized wallets or not self-custody wallets are now illegal. That causes a bit of an issue. So, yeah, I mean, you've got to look at all of these things, right? So there may be a time where you can't do year-end finance, but it doesn't matter. Ultimately, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is we've got to protect ourselves in every possible way if we want to keep on playing this game and if we want to lock in those profits and do whatever we need to do. So hopefully that kind of helps and that kind of works, right? That's all I'm saying, nothing more, right? And I'm not sure what just happened here, but yeah, my device just flashed for whatever reason. I have no idea why, it just blanked out. I think I'm still streaming. I have no idea. So I see Sabine's message. Yeah, bro, definitely. Currently my position is down like 15%, but I am riding out the dips until it goes parabolic. Let's hope so, bro. I do pray for you. I pray for everybody. Honestly, I pray for everybody that has invested in cryptocurrency, whatever time. Doesn't matter if you did it in the last 6 months or if you did it, 2 years ago. It doesn't matter. If you have invested in crypto and you are currently down, my prayers and thoughts are with you, because we shouldn't be. In a bull market, nobody should say they're in a loss. Everybody should be in a profit. Now, of course, I don't know when you bought. I don't know why you bought or what made you choose that coin. But like, for example, people who ask me, I always happily tell them, guys, in the bear market, we look for fundamentals. Live is good, buddy. Sound is great. Okay, awesome. Okay, I'm not sure what happened. It just flashed and a blank screen came. But what was I saying? I always advise people in a bear market, we would look for the fundamentals, or let's find the projects that we believe in or we think is going to do well. Let's look for new projects and hopefully, make a little bit of money from the projects that we pick. And normally we look for projects that have high interest from a lot of people, a lot of institutions, a lot of investment companies, a lot of venture capitals. These projects tend to have a large marketing capital, so they would obviously pump, right? So that's the projects we look for, and we plug our funds and we just sit back and relax. We don't even talk about them anymore, right? So we're not talking about stop loss, nothing. We just buy and just sit back and relax. That's a bear market strategy. And also sometimes, say in a bull market, when we lock our profits and we think we're about to go into a bear market, the funds are then put to work, right? So any crypto that we hold, usually USDT, USDC, or any other stable currency, we put them to work. Now we want to earn some yield on it. So, and then of course, when we bleed out, we see how far we're going to bleed. We might buy the dips or we might buy some of them, but we know the market's now over. It's going to bleed down. So we sit back, we relax, and we wait for the market to bleed and come to a particular level where we buy the dip. There is no buy the dips. There's only one dip we buy. Once we buy that one dip, then we put the funds into work again, right? So whatever coin we believe in, we put it into work again and let that bring some yield back. It could be anything. As I said, even 1% doesn't matter, but at least it's not a negative balance. I've seen this happen last season. So I started this YouTube channel in 2020 and everyone I knew in 2020 was in profit. Everyone I knew in 2021 was in profit. But at the end of the cycle, when we decided to exit, and I exited BTC around, so I exited like the entire market actually around the $58,000 level. So as when we went up to the 60 something, $69,000, and then we started dipping down, there was a support around the 58. Once that support was broken and the entire trend was changed, I said, guys, I'm out, right? And I left. And I never touched it again, right? Until it went below the 20K. So that was my time of exit because I needed a signal to tell me what to do. And as I said, I did that, right? And so, what was I saying? Sorry, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. So yeah, at that time, I need another drink. Give me a second, guys. Sorry, I'm just tired. I don't know if you can see my eyes. I have the world's worst headache. It's been a busy day as well. Let me also take a vape. That will help me with some nicotine. Right, so what was I saying? Yeah, so the BTC, I sold it around the $58,000 level. I exited the market, sat back, and then I started looking at coins that I want to buy for the next season, right? And then I started picking certain things. I was like, right, sorry, it's gone a bit smoky in here. Let me open the window a little bit. So what was I saying? So yeah, I started looking into other coins, looking at fundamentals, projects I can look at. There were plenty of people in the community who come along and said like, oh, what do you think about this coin? What do you think about that coin? And there were plenty of coins that I discovered through the communities as well. So I've happily gone and invested whatever little amount or much I want to invest, depending on how I felt about it. Some projects a lot more, some projects a lot less, right? So that's how I navigated the market. And then as the market started moving, then I started kind of degening. So I know earlier on you talked about meme coin, and I'll tell you this, meme coins I do not touch. It's a very new thing. Yes, there are some meme coins because of the narratives behind them I have picked up, like Bonk. I picked them up. I don't even talk about it, right? I picked up some Pepe, right? I don't even talk about it. I've only mentioned it once or twice, right? I've never hyped any of this stuff, by the way, guys. I bought Doge, right? And I bought it for someone else in the family, and I end up I'm holding it for them, basically. So it's not even mine. And then I do hold some SHIB, but SHIB I hold is from 2021, right? So I do hold a whole bunch of meme coins, but I'm not trading them. I just hold them, right? The ones I'm trading are the ones I'm doing now on the Solana ecosystem, because all I'm trying to do is increase my Solana. That's all I'm trying to do, just increase my Solana, nothing more. So that's what I'm doing. But other than that, I'm always being very, very careful that the market, whatever happens, like when the market goes south, like right now the market's going south, I need to be protected and I need to be able to exit. You know what I mean, right? Like currently the market right now, with markets bleeding out, well, it's showing, okay, it's recovering fast, recovering. So this is quite good. So it bled by around $800 million. And currently it's plus 700, almost $800 million. So the market's back at $2.36 trillion. BTC's jumped back to 64. It went down to 63, jumped back to 64, and everything else is recovering. So I think we just done the midnight. Yeah, this was the midnight. So that's that. Sabin says, I just hodl when it bleeds. If you have full conviction and you have full faith in this and it's money you don't need, hodl. But in my opinion, every penny I invest, I want it back. So I'm not prepared to hodl. I do hodl. By the way, don't get me wrong when I say this, right? I do hodl. I hodl BTC, but I've hodled the BTC from God knows how long, right? I won't mention, but I've been hodling for a very long time. But I bought them for dirt cheap. So why wouldn't I, right? I hodl Ethereum, right? Why? Because I bought them for dirt cheap, right? So why wouldn't I? Do you see what I mean? Right? And there's another fun fact to this as well. I have actually taken my initial investment out. So what that means is, let me give you a good example, right? Back in 2015, middle of 2015, a BTC for me was around £200, average around 200 to 250 pounds. So think about this, 250 pounds. It doesn't matter what price BTC is. All I need to do is take 250 pounds out. That's my initial already out. Does that make sense, right? Ethereum 2019, I bought them for like $70, $80 a piece, right? Or 70, 80 pounds a piece. I can't remember what it was, dollars a pound, I can't remember. But it was $70 to $80. I bought them. How much do I have to take out? $70, $80? That's my initial out, Does that make sense? So after that, I'm hodling. Yeah, I am hodling as well. Right, I am hodling as well. Solana, right, I bought them like a couple of dollars way back in when they first launched. Couple of dollars, I rode it all the way up, dumped it, and then I waited for it to come back down again. When it came back down again, I bought some more, and I've been sitting on it. So yes, I do hodl, but I'm not prepared to hodl my initial investment. Does that make sense? The first target I have, I need to take my initial investment out. So that's all I'm saying. If you are prepared to hodl and you think that's a great idea, of course, who am I to tell you? It's your money, it's your decision, right? Do as you please. But as a logical investor or someone who, people come to and look forward to and they ask questions, I would always say your first target should be to take your initial investment out ASAP. Don't be that guy who just hodls bags, because coins come and go, projects come and go, narratives come and go. And sometimes when certain narratives completely vanish, we're gone. And remember the volume of coins coming into the market right now, because currently we have like close to, I would say about 4 million, because I've seen about 30,000 tokens being launched a day on Solana alone. There was the other day I was looking at it, was like 30,000. So when you look at all of this numbers, right, there's thousands and thousands of coins being launched every single day on every single chain, right? And that's just increasing the number of coins. And one or two of those coins are bound to change the narrative. That's what I'm saying. So they will definitely change the narrative, and there will be something else. The new wow, right? Someone asked me the other day, why is Pepe pumping? It doesn't have to do anything. It's just pumping because that was the meme narrative. There's a coin, dog with hat, doesn't have anything, no socials, no developers, nothing. It's listed on Binance. Think about that. No KYC, nothing. It's listed on Binance. Why? Because it's a narrative. So when narratives change, people will end up dumping something and moving on to something else. And I will definitely feel sorry for anyone who's holding bags on a particular project that's been completely dumped. That's all I'm saying, nothing else, right? But yeah, I mean, each to their own. And if you do have a plan, then great. But I always say, only invest what you can afford to lose. Don't invest anything more than that. And it's not just crypto, any assets, by the way, guys, any assets. Sabine says, I think DeFi will come back this year. Of course, when the narratives cycle through, they will come back, right? At some stage, as I said, there could be some new crazy project or something that triggers it, or it could be a bunch of manipulators sitting on the top promoting the shit out of it. And of course, DeFi will be another narrative again, right? In fact, DeFi was put on the map by Yearn Finance. The YFI you're talking about, DeFi was put on the map because of Yearn Finance. Before that, it wasn't a big hype. It was happening, people were doing it, but small scale, it wasn't a big thing. Then comes along Yearn Finance, and boom, all of a sudden, massive thing on DeFi. Everyone's doing DeFi now, do you know what I mean? So they kind of put it on the map, so look at that. But yeah, let's see, let's pray it does come back. But yeah, I'm not like, put it this way, I'm not much of a hopium guy. I'm more of a I wouldn't even say logical. It's got nothing to do with logic. I just plan. I'm more of a planner, I want the market to go to the moon, but I also accept that it might not, and I plan for that. That's all I'm saying, nothing else, right? So let's see what happens. We've been on the stream like an hour. If there is anything else you guys want me to talk about, I do see about 5 people here. It would be really nice if you guys say something in the comment if you want me to talk about something. I will happily talk about it. If not, then I am going to kind of cut the stream short. But please do like, share, subscribe if you like what you saw here. And as I said, I don't do scripted stuff. So the community that come here to view these channels or view this channel, you're welcome to ask me anything. And as I said, if I feel that I can talk about it, I will talk about it. If I think I can't, I won't. If it's politically incorrect, and whatnot and this and that, it's a different story. But sometimes, as I said, most of the time it's just my views. So if I think I can say it in a particular way that hopefully doesn't offend anybody, I will. As I said, the other day we did a video, yesterday night we did a video. It was almost 3 hours long, live stream. And there was a few people, 1 or 2 people, I'm not going to mention how many or who, apparently they found it a bit offensive. Because we ended up from crypto to conspiracies and then religion and then also, and they found that offensive. I can't help them. You know what I mean? I can't help if you don't have an open mind, and if you're not inclusive, and if you see people differently, can't help you. All right. Final one. If you ever won the lottery, would you dump it all into BTC? No, never. I would never ever do that. If I ever won the lottery, and if you have the winning numbers, please do share. I will open up a cryptocurrency exchange, right? I will fight the regulations, the laws, whatever, all around the globe to open a cryptocurrency exchange that is inclusive to everybody, that doesn't judge you, that doesn't have a problem trading, so people can go and trade into that exchange and everyone's inclusive, right? Now, that opens up many doors for many people, and many of the issues people are having will be resolved. As I said, I'll fight them to the end. I'm not going to be like Binance, who just gives up halfway, or they find some dirt in it. They definitely found some dirt in it, right? But in my case, there's no dirt, so they won't be able to do nothing, and I will definitely make everybody inclusive. Now, what does that do? You're going to say, oh, hold on, this guy's going to dump his lottery money? Yeah. $100 million? I don't know, $1 billion lottery money? Yeah, I'll dump it all into that. Why? Here's the fun part. You open something like that, when you have the entire globe coming to you, you'll make that in a few months, right? And then you'll be in profit after that. So not only am I going to put it into a high risk asset, which is, so if I put it into a high risk asset like BTC, marking my dump, when it dumps, well, that is not worth to me. I might as well pick up the dip, because I don't have access like Michael Saylor borrowing money or taking money from his shareholders, selling shares, right? And then investing that back into crypto and pumping the market. Fine, good luck to him, right? If that strategy works for him, and of course it does, because he's getting the money. Everyone knows what he's doing, but he's still getting the money. But you and I won't ever get that money. I mean, go to a bank right now and say, I want to give me a loan. You know, ask for $2,000. I said, just $1,000. Actually, go and ask the bank for $1,000, and they'll say, what do you want to do? I want to buy crypto. They'll say no. I'm not even joking. They will say no. So the way I look at it is, yeah, I mean, I would invest whatever lottery money I got. I would invest it into a cryptocurrency exchange that is inclusive for the whole planet, so people from all over the world can come and buy, sell, trade, do whatever. And the amount of fees that would generate would be more than what the lottery gave. Do you know what I mean? So think about it. You know, it's not about how much you have, it's what you do with it, right? And how much you can make out of that. That's what's more important to me. That's how I look at it. Because I've had a lot of people ask me, this is not the first time someone asked me this. Someone actually, not about BTC, but someone recently asked me, how much money do you need to, say that's enough for you? I said, well, it depends. What do you mean by money? They're like, cash. How much cash? If I give you cash, how much cash would you take and stop doing everything that you're doing now? Okay, that's an interesting question. So I asked them in reverse. I said, how much would you accept? And they were like, oh, if I had around $10 million or 10 million pounds, right? Actually, they said 10 million pounds. That would be enough for me. I said, okay. So what are you going to do? So now I'm reversing the question on that. I said, what are you going to do with your 10 million pounds? I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Okay. And the person's, by the way, wearing top-notch Gucci stuff and this and that, right? Proper designer. But basically, they were wearing at least, I would say, about 1.5 to 2 grand's worth of garments on them at that time. And I know they were very wealthy family. So I'm like, okay, fine, right? That's what you're going to do, right? I said, I just want $1 million. What? I said, yeah, I just want $1 million. While you're planning to burn through your 10 million, I've already thought about how I'm going to make $1 million into 10, and then the 10 into 100, and 100 into $1 billion. That's the difference. So it's not how much you have, it's what you do with it and how efficiently you can do it. That's what basically makes you the money. So on that note, I would just start making passive income and other investments. Yeah, I mean, passive income is what I call residual income, right? Where you invest into something once and then it keeps on paying you back. And for me, I've realized that there are businesses out there or ideas out there where you can dump funds and they constantly start paying you. And those are powerful stuff. So there are a couple of ideas that I have, and I think at some stage I'm going to do it. And there are some things I am doing, but not kind of officially. And I'm not doing it in the UK. I'm doing it other places in the world, but nothing big scale, something small, mostly experimental stuff. But one or two have kind of been attractive enough to say, actually, I might want to go full scale. You know what I mean? Because there are things I've looked at that I want to do. And yeah, let's see where it goes, So yeah, but listen, if it's crypto related and if you're giving me a choice between BTC or something else, I would choose crypto over BTC, because I believe there's far more, and there are problems in the world that needs to be solved. Like Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, instead of buying crypto, maybe they could think about coming up with an inclusive solution that helps everybody around the globe buy, sell, trade, on-ramp, off-ramp of crypto. Do you know what I mean? That's what people need to do. I don't see why everyone's jumping up and down and buying more of MicroStrategy shares, which pays MicroStrategy to go and borrow even more and then buy crypto. He's literally buying crypto with free money. Because if his company goes bust tomorrow, then his company gets liquidated, but it doesn't mean he pays the crypto back. It's just weird. I don't know how it works, right? But that's what it is. Maybe that's why the EU is trying to ban self-custody wallets, because I believe he's got a self-custody wallet. So maybe that's the reason. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a hard one. It's a hard one. You never know why these people are doing what they're doing, but there are plenty of people out there who can solve the world's current problem, but they won't. Facebook wanted to can easily. I wouldn't say want it, but Facebook can. They got the money. Windows has, like Microsoft has money, they want. Apple has, they want. Elon Musk has, they want. Why? All the rich boys out there, right? They've got enough money to, like, for example, $40 billion or whatever, $43 billion to buy Twitter because he just wanted to tweet. Great, right? I'm not saying that's the excuse, but okay, great. And I find it liberating that he's done that, but then he changed it to x.com, and it's hard. It's hard. I mean, follow me on X. X what? You don't know? Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm not going down that route. But what I'm saying is there are plenty of people out there who see the global problems that we have in specific industries, and they have the resources and the money to solve those problems, but they won't. It would take people like you and I who have difficulties, who have faced these difficulties, because they're not facing those difficulties, by the way. They do not face those. In fact, they don't even know how to buy crypto, right? They probably just give it to an assistant. Go and buy me some crypto. You know what I mean? That's the kind of cringiness that they have, where we have to go through all the hurdles to, buy, sell, do whatever, on-ramp, off-ramp, and all of that. So these are problems, real life problems that we face. And no one's out there trying to solve those problems. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, if I had a boatload of money, I would have definitely done it. I would definitely still do it, right? So, and yeah, that for me, residual income or that kind of income or small fees, it's massive, massive. Like decentralized exchanges, Uniswap, QuickSwap, Radium, Jupiter. Why do you think they pop up, right? They're making shit tons of money from the fees alone, right? Per day, right? An exchange like centralized exchange like Binance does billions of dollars a day, right? Actually, probably $1 billion a day. So they're making shit ton of money, if not a billion, at least $1 million, right? But the point is they're making tons of money per day. So any investments that has been made initially in the beginning has already been paid off. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what that is. So guys, it's about 1 hour and 13 minutes. If there is nothing else you guys want to talk about, I do appreciate you all coming here. It's been fantastic. It's great talking to you guys. As I said many times on many live streams as well, when you guys come here and talk to me and add a conversation or ask me questions or talk about a subject, it adds a whole different flavor to the stream, right? And we try and keep it real here. You know what I mean? We try and keep it real here. That's the most important thing. So I do appreciate that. Big thank you to everyone. Let me do the big thank you for everyone. Where is it? There's a big thank you for everyone. So thank you very much to everyone for coming to the show. If you are new, please hit that like. Please consider subscribing. And next time, if you're here, please do try and get involved. Because as I said, I'm not off limits. You can talk about anything. I don't give a damn. But, right, of course, if I think something is a bit too spicy, right, a bit too controversial, I might not talk about it. If I think I'm going to be really, really offending entire country or something, or a whole group of people, I won't say certain things, right? But as I said, I always try to be friendly. I always try to be inclusive, and I do not see people to be different. I think everybody's the same. Nobody's better than me or worse than me, and we're all humans. I do not differentiate people with race, gender, color, or nation or whatever. None of that business, right? So everyone's the same to me. So yeah. So other than that, smash that like button, hit that subscribe. My name is Sham. This is 0xfiles. The truth is always out there. I'll see you guys on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos.